Okay, so the first step is to log into your My Bryant and Stratton College. So click on this orange button, log into your account. And once you're in Blackboard, click the correct class Blackboard. So for this example, I'm going to use Math201-402. So you click the correct class. Once you're in, you are going to be under the announcements. Okay, so all your announcements are here. And I always suggest to check your tracking calendar. Make it a habit to check your tracking calendar so you don't miss any assignments. So let's click on this welcome start here. Scroll down to tracking calendar. It's going to open into a different window. And right now, we are in week 4. So for this example, we are in week 4 in preparation for the portfolio project discussion. So we are here. And as you can see, the upcoming due date is October 5. And the upcoming assignments are the Module 2 ALEX quiz, and the first part of the portfolio project. And as you can see, Module 2 ALEX homework is also listed here, but remember, ALEX homework is not graded. However, you have to keep working in ALEX homework at least 50% so that your ALEX quiz will unlock. And it's preferable if you actually finish the entire ALEX module before you take the quiz to maximize your score. And just a quick reminder also, Module 2 for ALEX quiz, you have 2 attempts. So don't hesitate to retake the test if you need to, because only your best score will be saved. Okay, so we are in week 4, module 2. Now let's go back to the Blackboard, to your Blackboard, and I'm going to show you briefly this course assessments button, just in case you haven't checked on this yet. So you click on the course assessments. This is the place or the part in Blackboard where you're going to see all the major assessments for this course. And if you scroll down, I have listed all the due dates for the portfolio project. The portfolio project is the major project for this course. And as you can see, part 1 about the budget basics is due on the 5th of October. And you have other assignments. Module 3 upcoming will be about Benjamins. And the Module 5, you have another assignment which is about what are the chances. This is going to be about probability. Module 7, you have far from average assignments. This is about basic statistics, the mean, median, and mode, and range. And if you notice, for your other assessments here, you don't have the due dates. That's why it's always important to check your tracking calendar. Okay, so if you're going to check assignments, don't rely on the course assessments. Always go to the current module. And to check the current module, you have to click this modules button here. And my view is different than your view because mine has all the modules. But under student's view, you probably have maybe 1 to the 3rd modules open right now. Module 4 is about to open on October 8th. So, right now, according to the tracking calendar, we are still in Module 2. So, we click Module 2. and click on the assignments. So click assignments here, click here to open. Okay, so now we are under assignments. As you can see, the due date is on the 5th of October. When you are ready to submit your assignment, you need to click here. And this will open into a new window where you can upload your document. So for this assignment, we're only going to be working part 1. And if you are going to work ahead and also work in other parts of the assignment, that's great. But the graded part, when I do the grading for this assignment, it will only be for part 1. But you are free to continue, and it's best if you do so that you are ahead, and also so that when you have other free time, then you can spend it to other assignments for maybe for this class or for the other classes. So for this assignment, the scenario is that you are a recent graduate from Bryant and Stratton College and currently working in your field of study. The forecast for your industry is looking very strong. Though you plan on keeping your full-time job and living in the area that you are currently living in, you would like to venture out and buy a house. To do this, you need to secure a bank loan. You've done your research and understand mortgages are among the toughest lines of capital to obtain. A lender will only lend money to you if they have a reasonable expectation that the loan will be repaid. Since you don't yet have business credit, your personal credit will play a larger role in getting approved for a loan. You need to thoroughly understand your finances to prepare your paperwork for the bank loan. The bank will expect a full financial picture of your personal assets. It is crucial to determine exactly how much of a mortgage you will need. Most importantly, going through this process will help you assess whether you are ready to apply for your mortgage today or at some point in the future. Okay, so for this project, you're going to use information from your budget, income, expenses, and savings to calculate ratios and proportions to analyze your financial situation and determine if you are ready to apply for a mortgage. So, this template right here, let me see if I can write something. So, this template here, this is already formatted. So it is important that when you download and edit this template, you are going to be very careful not to change the layout of the template. This is set under APA format. The font size is 12 and it's Times New Roman. It has a cover page that's already set up, which you're going to see here in a bit. Okay. So this is only for part 1. You have to download this file as Math201Portfolio project, and you have to write your first and last name. So when you download this document, it is also important that you have to remember where you place it. Which part of your computer did you save it? Is it under download? Is it under document? So you have to remember that you save it in a place you know where it is, because this template here is going to be the same template where you're going to work also for part 2, part 3, and the rest of the project. Okay, so let's download this. Let me click here. Let's download this project, and it's gonna open into a new window. If it doesn't, you have to allow your pop-up. And most of the time, the setting is around here in your browser. Let me draw something. If you forget, it's gonna be over here somewhere where you have to click an icon to allow pop-ups. So once you download, you have to click Save As. So let's save this as Math201 Portfolio Project Template. What did it say here? Portfolio Project. So Portfolio Project. And then your first and last name. Now remember where you save the file. So you should remember which part of your computer you save the file. And also it's important that you remember the file name. If you forget, it's in the direction, right? It's Math201 Portfolio Project. Your first and last name. And then you click Save. Okay. So once it's saved, you can open the file, where you're saving it to, and what file name you save it. So as you can see, once the file opens, it's gonna have this button here. It's under protected view. So the first step is to click this enable editing so that you can edit it. So click on that. Okay, so once you're in the template, you're going to edit it. So you have to edit this part here, and you have to be very careful when you are deleting. But in case you make a mistake, there is a friend here, the undo button. Just click the undo button. That will help you go back to the previous format. So here, let me show you. If you're going to edit your first and last name, and you have to edit this and the date. Oops. So you have to edit these three. Okay, so let's do that. Let me put my cursor here. Suppose I'm gonna use a fictional student name, Jane Smith. Okay, and don't change the layout. Next is instructor's name. That will be me, Vivian Evans. And you can use the date of the first due date, which is October 5, 2023. Now, depending on your class, your due date here may be different. So check your tracking calendar. But this is not a big deal over here. Okay, the date is not very important. Okay, let's scroll down to the second page. So the second page, all right. Now the highlighted areas should be deleted before submission, as they are directions. So all the highlighted areas are just directions. You can delete them. So for this one, let's delete this. Backspace. Okay, I'm being careful to use it one at a time. I don't mess with the layout. Okay, so we're here. Now, introduction. Now, these are directions. In this space, provide 3 to 5 sentences on the purpose of this portfolio project. Why is this project important? What will it teach you? What are some calculations the reader might expect to see in this project? So you have to answer 3 to 5 sentences and answer these questions. You can keep the questions for now and just type in your answers here. So you have a guide as to what are you trying to answer, right? So you can type all your answers. I'm just showing you the letter S here are supposed to be my answers. Oh, it's supposed to be 3 to 5 sentences. So let's say this is one sentence, one sentence. Oops, let's go back. That's one sentence. Put another, that's second, that's sentence number 3. So 3 to 5 sentences. Now remember, if you are using your own words, if you're using your own answers already, if these are already answers, you have to get rid of the highlight so that when I check your work, I know that those are your answers. Because remember, all the directions have highlights. So to do that, you click, you see this button here, this button. Okay, so that is the text highlight. So you scroll down to no color. That's no color. Okay? So now that you have your answer and it doesn't have any color, you have a choice to either keep these direction questions, or because you've answered it already, you can delete it. That's a choice because this is part 1 and this is just a draft. But in your final version, when you submit your final submission in Module 7, there should be no more highlights. Okay? And I would recommend to start clean. So you already finished page 1 earlier, and now you're working on page 2. But since you already have your answers here, you have the choice to get rid of this. So let's delete this so that everything is clean as you go along. So let's delete this. If you want to keep it, that's fine. But I would suggest to clean it up as you go along so you don't have to go back later. Because the problem is, I've seen this from the previous students in previous semesters. Some students, they forget to go back and clean the file. So it's best to clean it up as you go along. Okay, so now let's go to part 1. Remember, the highlighted are the directions, right? So, first part, monthly net pay. Oops, I don't want to change the layout. Okay, in the table below. So there's a table here in page 3. So in the table below, state your profession and provide your annual income. Remember, for this scenario, you have recently graduated and have been working in your industry for 5 years. You can research the median annual income of your profession based on the state in which you are working on, or just the median annual income of your state. So, the links below will assist you with your research on your profession. So the first link is a link to your annual income based on your profession. The second link is the general annual income for your state. So you make a decision whether you're going to use the first link or the second link. Just one of them. Because in previous semesters, there were students who were doing research in both, and then they end up getting confused as to which number they want to use or they should use. Okay, so just select one, and I'll show you the first one. and the second also later. So for the first one, you want to put your cursor here on the first link. Right click on it, right click on the mouse and select Open Hyperlink. So let's select Open Hyperlink and it should open into a new window. If it doesn't, you have to click something. If it doesn't open, there's an icon here somewhere that you have to click to allow pop-ups. Okay? So, this is the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics website. All the numbers here are based on research. So these are real data. Now, if you scroll down, you can see all the different occupation. All the group occupation here at the bottom, on the left navigation. And suppose you are in healthcare, so you click healthcare. Okay, so let's try healthcare. So you find your major here or the job or the field that you're gonna be in once you graduate. Because you have to remember, in this scenario, you're a fresh graduate of Bryant and Stratton College. So suppose for this example, we're going to use healthcare. So click on healthcare and scroll down. So you're going to see here the different 2022 median pay of the different occupation. So if you scroll down, you'll see more. You have the medical assistant here, medical assistants. Here's your 2022 salary, median salary. And for others, occupational therapist is 93,180 median salary. Pharmacist, so you have to do your research which field or which occupation you belong. For this example, I'm going to use the first job. Okay, so just for this example, I'm going to use 53,000. So I have to copy and paste that. So let me copy, highlight, copy. Okay, so this is the number that I'm going to use later in my table. So let me go back to the template. So for this first part, I have my annual salary. Now, if you're going to use the second link, you do the same thing. You put your cursor on the second link, right click on it and open hyperlink. And it should also open into another window. Now remember, the second link will give you the median household income regardless of your profession. So if you choose to do that, that's also okay. And you have to scroll down to research more on this website. So let's go. So if you are in Ohio, let's see here, the median household income for Ohio is 62,262. So you can use this data, but remember, this is not profession based, but you can still use this, okay? You have the option to use this data. Or if you are in a different state, say Idaho, for example, you can use 66,474 as your annual salary. So that is the first step here. Now, I have my annual salary, so I wanna erase this. Okay, Now I'm gonna put my annual salary here. Remember what I said earlier? For this example, I'm gonna use the first number that I copy and save. So let me right click and paste. Okay, so this was for example purposes, and let me go back and see that profession. That's the athletic trainer. That's for athletic trainer over here. Oops, I gotta paste this one to get rid of. Oh, I'm gonna select this. Okay. So, the first step is to find your annual salary. Once you have your annual salary, you can do all the other parts. Okay? So for this part, it says, use your annual salary to determine your gross monthly pay and monthly net or your take-home pay. Your net pay is your gross minus income taxes, and realistic net monthly wages are about 20% less than gross monthly wages. Enter your income information in the table below. So we can actually delete this part. So, okay, so that is gone. Now, don't worry about the formula. The formula is right here. Here. So gross monthly pay rounded to the cent. Now remember, we're talking about money. So when you do your answer, your final answer should be in nearest cent. It's also saying to show your work. So this is our annual salary. It says annual salary divided by 12. So annual salary, waiting on my cursor, divided by 12 equals. Okay, so let's use our calculator. 840 divided by 12 is equal to, now nearest cent or nearest hundredth. Now, if you forgot on how to round, remember, this is our target number here, nearest cent. But to make a decision whether you're adding 1 or not depends on the number on the right, on this number to its right. Now, this is your deciding factor on whether you're adding 1 or not. If it is 5 or more, if this number is 5 or more, you add 1 to our target. So, this 6 here becomes a 7. So, our answer will be 4,486 and 67 cents. Okay, so let's write that down. 4,000. Oh, we gotta put the dollars. We're talking about money. 4,486. 486.67 cents. And that's how you show your work. Okay? So this is done over here. Now, next step. Monthly net pay or your take-home pay. Also, everything is rounded to the nearest cent because we're talking about money. So the formula says gross monthly pay minus 20%. So we have our gross monthly pay here. So let's copy that. Copy and paste it. Paste it. It says minus 20%. Minus 20% for the income taxes, your health insurance. So we're going to subtract minus 20%. So 20% in decimal form is 0.20 or 0.2. And we're going to multiply because we're getting 20% of our gross, right? So we're going to multiply that with our gross. And then, because there's no more space, we gotta click enter. So we go to the next line. Now we're gonna use our calculator here. What's 20% of 4,000? So 20% of 4,486.67. That is 897 and 33. Now remember, this is the deciding factor, but because it's below 5, we're not adding 1, 2, 3. So this is 897.33. So 897.33. And that will be, we use our calculator. Let's see. Where's the calculator? Okay, so we have 4486.67 minus 897.33. And that will be equal to 3,589.34. 3,589.34. And don't forget your dollar sign. Okay, and the thousand. Okay, so you can either keep it like this or you can enter this on the third line so it's clearer. It's clear what your answer is. So this is how you show your work. Okay, now the first part is done. If you notice, for our monthly basic, this is the first part. For the second part, I'm going to record it in another video because this is already very long. But this is how you do your monthly net pay. Okay, see you in another video.